The biggest essence of becoming more feminine is so that you stand out. But how can you stand out if you don't have anything that distinguishes you from the crowd? Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a minute, I know, and I'm so excited to come back your way with another video. And if you've been following this journey for some time now, you realize that one thing I really am passionate about is self-improvement. I've been on this journey to improve myself, and some things that I currently have been working on is finding my self-worth and embracing my femininity. My perspective on femininity keeps evolving, and so much of what I say today may not really resonate with everyone, but I tend to align my thoughts more, not absolutely, but more towards traditional perspective of femininity. So here's what I've been learning so far about embracing and radiating feminine energy. Enjoy. I grew up in the situation where I didn't get the father figure example I craved. So I did everything in my power to overcompensate for the absence of masculinity I had growing up. I most of the time recoiled and did not trust men to be around and protect me. So I became very reserved and suspicious of men. I had this inability to trust men to be around and protect me. But once you lead so much towards your masculine instinct as a woman, it becomes very difficult for you to embrace the differences between the two essences of both gender and allow a man to live without feeling resentful and making him look like a dictator. For those of us who grew up all by ourselves and had to make emotional leaps which should have been supported by a father on our own, being strong-willed wasn't an option, and letting go of too much masculinity and becoming a soft, receptive, and not controlling woman may not come easy. But that is really necessary if you really want to operate in your full feminine capacity. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't use your masculinity at all. Of course, there are times that you have to be hardcore, strong, and stand up for yourself. But that should be guided by absolute wisdom, as it has a propensity of making you look arrogant. This point looks a bit like the first one. Maybe you've been through very terrible breakups, you're obsessed with hustle culture, or you've had your fair share of not so good encounters with the opposite sex. So you're caught up trying to protect yourself and your feelings by not living freely. But living continuously in your wounded feminine self blocks your chances of seeing and receiving abundance in relationships. This can make you so inflexible and controlling even when it puts your life in danger. Even as you work hard, chase your dreams, and become the girl boss, know that there's no need to be negatively competitive because you're a woman before anything, and that doesn't make you weak, but very strong and powerful in your own essence. Being warm and receptive, planting you the seed that continuously draw people to you, because your intrigue is not shallow. It has its roots deep-seated on absolute genuinity. There are a lot of videos out there on how to manipulate a man and get everything that they want. But trapping people in their weakness, in my opinion, leaves them highly resentful towards you. You can try to change a man by being manipulative, but that rarely works because it makes him feel challenged and damp. You can, however, inspire masculinity by being your soft-spoken, genuine feminine self. As a woman, you become so powerful if you choose to be warm, intuitive, receptive, and soft, instead of putting your agenda in sneaky ways. Be friendly, openly affectionate, and enthusiastic to accept ideas and make your contributions known when you feel like there's a need to, instead of trying to be manipulative and get people to do things your own way. That only makes you look like a clown. It makes you look like an attention seeker, and that is not what we are trying to achieve. We want to be soft, feminine women, and all that I mentioned before has no role to play in your life. It only damages your reputation. This doesn't only make you attractive, but it gives you a lot of control over your composure and body language in public. I'm not suggesting that you should be fake, trying to speak all soft, calm, bubbly in public. But when you try to intentionally and genuinely learn how to be soft, it goes a long way to add much value to you as a feminine woman. And trust me, that kind of calmness will come in so handy when you face heated situations. You of course don't have to agree with everything just because you want to seem agreeable to everyone. But try to be beautiful within and position yourself in a way that makes you look calm and safe for people to approach. Try to be beautiful both within and without, because it's your inner spirit that really makes you beautiful. You can be beautiful outside, that can be bought by anybody. Everybody can walk to the doctor and get any kind of cosmetic surgery they want, provided they can afford it and make themselves look beautiful in a way that they want. But a quiet and gentle spirit can only come to the people that allow God to change their inner spirit to become more calm, subjective to His will, and are willing to be light of the Lord. I'm not preaching here. Having a quiet and gentle spirit makes you understand what it means to love. You are able to correct people with love and in private, knowing that everybody has dignity which needs to be protected. You become so lovable and people find you attractive and will gravitate towards you. The biggest essence of becoming more feminine is so that you stand out. But how can you stand out if you don't have anything that distinguishes you from the crowd? You need to have standards that determines when you say yes and when you say no. It's not that you're trying to be so egoistic, but it's about making choices that make sure that you protect your inner peace, your space, your peace of mind and time. Because your values determine the kind of people you attract into your life. And we all know that we are averages of the people with whom we share our lives. If you have no solid values, you attract any kind of person into your life, which sometimes make you very morally weak and you tend to develop loose boundaries as well. You don't only have to have standards and boundaries you expect people to live up to, but you must have standards and values you hold yourself up to even in private. There are certain things that you tell yourself, I don't do this even in privacy, because even when nobody's watching, your dignity needs to remain intact. When we don't know who we really are, we choose quantity, volume, validation, attachment, attention. But once you recognize that you are worthy not because anybody says so, but because God created you so, you need to gravitate towards a richer life replete with richer experiences and form very quality relationships that bring meaning into your life. You don't only live your life just because you think you're beautiful, but you need to be driven by purpose and be committed to passionately following that through. You need to keep improving yourself every day, not even only as a woman, but as a human being. If you don't see any improvement or reduction, it means that there's no growing in your life. So have a purpose and be committed to following that through, whether with your personal life or your career or anything that you want to pursue in your life. Just keep going, keep improving yourself. And on the channel, I tell you that we are not perfect. No, I'm not perfect. I'm trying to learn a lot of things even as I'm growing. I would like you to come on that journey with me. And if you find this video helpful, then watch this word, subscribe to the channel, and so I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself.